Hey, what's going on, dispatchers? In today's video, we're going to be going over how to create your own custom freight dispatch agreement using ChatGPT. So if you're new to freight dispatching, what you'll be doing as a freight dispatcher, you will be finding and booking loads for owner-operator truck drivers. You don't need to have a motor carrier number, or you don't need to have a truck or trailer to start one of these businesses. And the best thing about a freight dispatch business, you can work from anywhere with a laptop or computer, an internet connection. So it allows you to work from anywhere, and you can turn it into a passive income business by hiring other dispatchers to work for you. And if you want to be able to do that, you have to build a pipeline of owner operators. So before we get started with this video, make sure you click the link down below in the description of the video to get my free 12-minute training, freight dispatching done right. You're going to get a 12-minute private video training. You're going to also get my fail-proof freight dispatcher launch checklist. And you're going to get a bonus, which is 10 sales questions to pre-qualify drivers, so you don't waste time with the wrong leads. So if you click the link below, I'll also leave it in the chat. That link is going to get you to that free training. And I'm going to be teaching you information, the same information I use in my free dispatcher bootcamp. I dropped the link in the chat of this live video now, and anybody here now can click that link and just make sure you go and you take that free training. In the video, that free training, I'm going to teach you how to build a driver pipeline from day one. I'm going to teach you how to set up a simple system to stay organized and to track what matters so you can grow predictably. Freight dispatching is a business that you can grow at a predictable rate because the leads or interested drivers that you have coming into your pipeline leads to scheduled sales calls. Those sales calls you get on, that leads to drivers signing up, and the drivers that sign up lead to revenue in your company. So basically, if you're a freight dispatcher, and on average, every truck that you dispatch makes, let's say, $5,000 per week, and you charge 10%. That's $500 to you every truck that you dispatch for. So you're going to be making $500 per week per truck. So if you had a goal of making $2,000 per week, what you would need to do is sign up 4 truck drivers. And as long as you keep on 4 truck drivers that's active every week within your freight dispatch company, you are going to be making $2,000 per week, which is $8,000 per month. So when you come into this business, just like I do with the students in the boot camp, we come up with a goal amount of drivers that you want to have by your first 30 days in the business, or we come up with a goal amount of revenue that you want to have in your freight dispatch business. So if you're starting this and you're going at it by yourself, what I recommend you to do is come up with that goal of drivers or revenue, and then you reverse engineer the plan. If your revenue goal is $8,000 per month and you make $500 per week off of each truck on average, that means you need 4 truck drivers signed up to make $8,000 per month. So that's really what changed my mindset when I first came into dispatching. When it was hard for me to find drivers and I was struggling to find drivers, when I thought about that you can make about $500 per week per truck, then I said, I just need to come up with the right ideas and do what I need to do to start signing up some truck drivers. And then from there, since I knew the average amount for each truck, I could predict my revenue, or if I just came up with a plan to sign on a set number of drivers every week, I already knew my income was going to be increasing every week. So that was something good about freight dispatching coming from a job. coming from a job, I had no control over my income, but as a freight dispatcher, the only thing that I needed to do is increase my leads to increase my income. But we're going to get straight into creating your custom freight dispatch agreement. So where so many freight dispatchers go wrong is they use a freight dispatching template, right? And what I teach is for people to stop using templates, because if everybody are using these same couple of templates, or if these templates look the same and everybody's using it, every time you send your freight dispatching agreement to an owner operator, it looks the exact same as any other freight dispatch agreement they ever got. So when you build a company, you don't want to build the company off of the market, off of the same templates that the market is using. You want your own documents for your company, so your company will actually have a brand. I see a question in the chat here. Do you hire your students? I do not. My students have their own businesses and their own company, and they're building something for themselves, so they don't need me to hire them. They actually have customers, and a lot of them, they are hiring dispatchers to work for them. So a lot of my students have so many owner operators that they've had to hire dispatchers to work for them. And sometimes what I do is I help my student train their dispatcher, but no, I don't hire my students. So you need to have your own custom freight dispatch agreement, and you need to use ChatGPT to do that. So if you're starting a business these days and you're not using ChatGPT, you're very, very far behind. And I actually don't believe a business will make it if you don't use ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is going to help you with your brand messaging. That's a big reason why so many freight dispatchers have a hard time signing up drivers, because they don't have any brand messaging. They're not saying anything different from the market and then explaining it in a way that leads to success. So these days, to start any business, especially an online business, you have to have brand messaging, and you have to build a personal brand. Owner operators want to sign up for your freight dispatching business because they feel like they know, like, and trust you. So if you don't build a personal brand, the owner operator will have no one to know, like, and trust. And the entire reason owner operators want to get on a phone call with you to learn more about your business is because they have to know, like, and trust you before they ever get on a phone call with you. So you, as a freight dispatch business owner, your job, your priority as the owner of the business is to always get an increasing amount of people that know, like, and trust you. And if you can do that, you always know you're going to get an increasing amount of leads, sales calls, driver signups, and revenue. So we want to focus on interest. So if you don't have ChatGPT, I would start using it. They have a free version and paid versions. So you can even start using the free one if you don't want to sign up for the paid one right away. So your freight dispatch agreement, a couple of things that you need to make sure is in the freight dispatch agreement. And here later on, I'll share my screen and we'll put it in the ChatGPT so ChatGPT can do it for us. But your service scope, what your services involve. You want to have your payment terms so there's no confusion on that ever. You know, when the driver receives their first invoice, you don't want them to be surprised. You don't, if you guys said agree to 10% on the sales call, you want to put 10% in the freight dispatch agreement, because oftentimes freight dispatchers leave out the percentage from their agreement. And then when the owner operator gets their first invoice and you build your owner operator at that 10% commission rate, and your owner operator is like, hold on, you know, we said 5 or we said 8 over the phone. And you could have solved all that with an agreement with that commission rate in the agreement. So you definitely want to have your payment terms. Cancellation policy. You want to have a cancellation policy. So how you as a freight dispatcher or the owner operator can cancel the agreement. You want to make sure that's in there. You want to make sure that carrier responsibilities are in your freight dispatching agreement. And you also want to make sure your responsibilities as a dispatcher is outlined in your agreement, and authorization, a place for you and the owner operator to sign the freight dispatch agreement. So I'm going to be pulling up ChatGPT, and we're going to give ChatGPT a prompt so we can get an outline, well, a agreement made. If you're just coming into the live, make sure you click the link that I put in the chat. You can get to my free training. I have a 12-minute video in the free training that would teach you more about starting your freight dispatch business, and then a couple free guides. So make sure you click that link or click the link down below in the description. All right, so we got ChatGPT open. I already got the prompt. We're going to paste it in here. Act as a legal expert. Write a freight dispatch agreement that includes scope, service scope, fees, dispatcher and carrier responsibility, and termination clause. So go ahead, hit enter, and we instantly have a freight dispatch agreement. So here in the beginning, we have the dispatcher's full name, business address, phone number, email address, information for the carrier, full name, USDOT number, MC number, business address, and email address. We get down to the scope of services. Dispatcher agrees to perform the following services for carrier. So we're going to locate and secure the freight. That all looks good. So ChatGPT actually has this finished for us, but we'll just go through and read everything and see if there's anything that we want to change. We're going to negotiate the freight rates with brokers. That looks good. Communicate load details, rate confirmations, complete carrier packet, and provide administrative assistance. So we shall not be responsible for compliance with DOT regulations, load insurance, and transport execution. That's on the owner operator. That's on the owner of the authority. It's leaving you room here to put the percentage, but let's tell it to rewrite with a 10% fee. So we can actually have it rewrite the agreement. So the 10% fee can just already be in here. So this is, even if you have different owner operators or you increase your fee as your business grows, you can just come back here to ChatGPT and quickly change your freight dispatch agreement. So now we got 10% of gross load revenue in here, that easy. So we corrected that. We put our rate in there. Dispatcher shall issue invoices on a weekly basis or per load as applicable. That's something that I did in the beginning, what I used to do in the beginning of my company, because sometimes dispatchers worry about if a owner operator doesn't pay them. So a good idea that you can do, and this clause is already in here, or per load. So if you have a new owner operator that you just recently signed up, sometimes what I would recommend to do is to invoice them after every load for that first week. So then you're not waiting until the end of the week to get paid from all your loads. So you can get it, you can invoice that owner operator after every load for the first week, and then after the first week, just invoice the owner operator once per week. Appreciated the people coming in saying you finally caught the live. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. So that if you go invoice that owner operator after every load for the first week, this covers that. So you can do it for the first week and then after that on a weekly basis. So we talk about both of them there. Payment is due within 7 calendar days of the invoice date, or if you wanted to change that, I would just try copy and pasting that, rewrite. So we can change it to say rewrite the invoice is due the day after. It's due the day after the invoice is sent. So payment is due the day after the invoice is sent. It changed that. You have your different payment methods here. If you want to change any of these or add any of the or take away anything, you could give ChatGPT a prompt to change that. You got your dispatcher responsibilities. Act in good faith, communicate load details, maintain confidentiality, avoid entering into any other contracts or obligation on behalf of the carrier without express consent. So this is your dispatch agreement using ChatGPT. So if I were you, if you don't have a dispatch agreement, I would use ChatGPT to get and put one together sometime soon. And also what we could do here, so we tell it, please create a PDF version. Let's see what it gives us. In the boot camp, we utilize ChatGPT a lot. Everybody in the boot camp utilizes ChatGPT every single day. So that should tell you if you're coming into this business, you should also be utilizing ChatGPT for everything. Another thing we have, technology and AI taking over jobs, but the thing to do is to use ChatGPT and use AI in your own business to create a business of your own and just help you start it a lot faster. And this is the free version. I'm just on the free version instead of using my paid one right now, so that you can see you can also do this with the free version. But the PDF might have messed up a little bit here. So I may have to log in after so many prompts on the free one, you have to log in. It's probably going to make me log in. I'm going to switch to mine, but if you guys got any questions about that, using ChatGPT to make up your own custom freight dispatch agreement, just leave any questions in the chat. I was on the free one. Looks like it only gives you so many prompts. So it's also another version that I use that it is $20 per month. And that gives you a little better outputs than the free one. So if I were you guys, I would use that free one or the paid one. But with that dispatcher agreement, what you would need also is the W-9, the certificate of authority, and the certificate of insurance. So that dispatch agreement that you make up on ChatGPT, you can either create a PDF version of that and email your drivers that PDF version, and they would have to sign it somehow and email it back to you. Or you can use jotform.com. This is also another free program where you can make up forms. So you can come here to jotform.com and upload that PDF copy of your freight dispatch agreement and make up an electronic form to where you'll have a link and you send that link to your owner operator, and that has your freight dispatch agreement. So you can send that freight dispatch agreement as a link, and they'll click that link, fill everything out on their cell phone or laptop, and they can sign it. They can attach or upload the documents you need from them, including their W-9, certificate of insurance, and certificate of authority, and they can submit it all from their phone. So you want to make it as easy for drivers to sign up with your freight dispatch company as possible, because you don't want to hinder them signing up with you and you being able to basically generate revenue for your freight dispatch company. So I would definitely recommend that you have a link for a freight dispatcher agreement. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. That's all I have tonight. If you're interested in my freight dispatcher bootcamp, make sure you go to the website. It's going to be a price increase happening July 1st. So if you enroll before July 1st, you save some money. And as soon as you enroll in that freight dispatcher bootcamp, it's an implementation program. So me and the other successful members in the program begin helping you build your business as soon as you join. And the goal is to get your first driver and to start making revenue as quickly as possible. So if you're looking to join a community of like-minded individuals and members who have already done it, members who have already left their full-time job and who are successfully running their freight dispatcher business, make sure you click the link in the description and go to my website. Thank you guys for being in the live tonight. Make sure you make your own freight dispatch agreement using ChatGPT. Then head over to jotform.com so you can create an electronic version